Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Heal My Marriage podcast. I'm your host, Tara.
And I'm Pedro. I didn't get to say hello, hello, hello myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
You
ahead.
jumped right in. You was like, yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead. You want to do it?
Nice.
Okay.
Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Heal My Marriage podcast.
Yes, we are so glad to be back with you guys. We have took a break because I was unwell.
I was unwell too.
We both was
It wasn't
unwell.
just you.
Okay, fine. We both was
Why are you thinking
unwell.
about yourself? It's both of us. We are a team.
That's right. We both was unwell, had colds and
Coughs.
coughs.
Something going around in the UK.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of this stuff going on. And we finally able to get back with you guys. And I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, yes. I want to thank you all for being patient with us.
That's right. And the ones who listen on Adventist Radio London and all of our other platforms that we have, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and yeah, all of those other platforms that we are on.
We want to thank you for joining us. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And to make sure before we start to like, subscribe, and
share.
And share.
That's right. Please like, subscribe, and share.
Oh, and notifications.
That's right. And also, I forgot, we on YouTube. So please look us up on YouTube, Heal My Marriage Podcast. You'll have all of our, we'll be more of visual for you guys. So you'll be able to see us and comment and share. So yeah, make sure you guys do that for us.
Yeah,
please.
you don't want that comments back because I'm really bad at going on the social media. I think I got nothing else, but real quick, I got taken when they hacked my Facebook.
Oh right.
And like I can't even get nothing back, and I'm like, why am I gonna put all this stuff on Facebook if somebody could just hack it? And now I gotta start all over again. It's like why
that's
bother?
Frustrating.
Like it's like why even need Facebook? Like why even use Facebook?
Why
like,
you even need these?
Yeah,
things?
I'm like I'm just gonna it's there, but I know I need to use it more, but it's just really frustrating because I'm like, and then you contact them, and they're like, oh, we looked, but there's nothing wrong. What you mean there's nothing wrong? It's not me, but
it's somebody.
It's somebody, but yeah.
Yeah. So that, and you know what? You had your Facebook for a while before it happened. So, but I'm hoping that it don't happen to me. But the only thing is that you lose so many memorable
You'll be crying for days. You'd be
like, so what, you know what I try to do? I try to go on Facebook every now and then and just save some of the photos. And you can download what's on your Facebook in like a PDF or something like that. And it can be like on your files on your phone.
Why I gotta do all that?
I'm just saying.
If Facebook's such a multi-billion corporation, they should have things in place and people that you can talk to.
Yeah.
They can't pay nobody that you can talk to and fix this.
Maybe they just I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm glad you got your other Facebook back up and going.
Yep.
So, that's the main thing. So guys, we do have a Facebook group called Hear My Marriage Podcast. So you can go on there. I tried to set it back to the public setting, but it won't let me now since it's private. But anyway, I didn't mean to do private. It was just something that had happened. Either way, you can go click and see and click the button to join, and then it'll let you in, and then you'll be a part of that group, and then you can post stuff and anonymously, or you can show who you are.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So today's topic today. Oh my goodness, what season we in? We in season 4. I don't have it on my phone. Could you check?
I don't know. Episode.
I don't even know.
We're on some episode. I can't check. I don't even check on my YouTube.
Yeah, go on YouTube real quick. So today's topic is going to be random thoughts on marriage. So me and Pedro was talking earlier throughout the week about different topics. And as we was talking about those things, we was like, oh, we can talk about this on a podcast. So we kind of for me, I put like 3 points that we're going to discuss. And one of those things is apologizing to your spouse, number 1. Point 2, can you control who you love? And point 3, is loving someone a choice? So we're going to talk about those 3 things in these random thoughts on marriage. And yeah, we would like to know what you guys think as we discuss this. And we're pretty much just going to go by our point of view and what we think it is.
Okay, we are season 4, episode 12.
So season 4, episode 12.
Because the last one was episode 11.
Okay. So yeah, so
all right, look, I learned something new today.
So yeah, so now we're on that, and we're gonna discuss these different points and the topic today. And that's why that's what we were talking about earlier during the week. So as I always say, I'm always excited about talking about different things that we haven't really spoke on before. and to share with different couples and people that's going into marriage, dating, or whatever you may be doing. Just giving you some ideas and thoughts on what you may be going into, getting into, and already into. So, yeah.
Also, by the way, we are on Talking Point, which is on Adventist Radio London.
That's
That
right.
is from Sabbaths from 5 to 7 UK time. We'll be on there for the rest of the month talking about different things. Last week, I think we talked about communication. This week is going to be about love.
And the reason we doing like a campaign kind of like thing for the
because this is the month. It seems that everybody's picking February as the love month, as the happy marriage love month.
Yeah.
So it seems to be something that a lot of people are doing. So they asked us to come on Talking Point and just talk.
Yeah, and asking us questions about what we think about the topic on love, which we're going to be talking about today. And last week it was communication.
Like you said,
I'm sorry, I'm not registered.
Oh, you in a fog.
Definitely. So yeah.
I should have hit the button.
So we always do our cards at the end, almost at the end of our show, and we're gonna play our tune that we're gonna use our air horn that we're gonna play for you guys as we talk about our cards that we have started doing for the last couple of shows. So yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get right into it then.
That's right.
Because we just keep rambling.
So point number 1 that we're going to talk about is apologizing to your spouse.
Okay. So what do you
my
think?
thoughts is how important it is to apologize to your spouse and not holding on to things and allowing things to fester. Because I think sometimes when depending on what you're arguing about, it could be something small or petty or whatever, and you just holding on into that, and you're refusing. I'm not going to apologize because it's not my fault. I didn't do this. If it wasn't for you, you started this, and I think we sometimes put ourselves in that type of position where we don't want to take responsibility for the action. So then we choosing we're not going to apologize, and sometimes we waiting on them to do it first or your spouse to do it first. And because you feel like you're right. So it could be like, I'm right and you're wrong and I'm not apologizing until you do it.
So what happens if you always think you're right?
If a person that always think they right, they pretty much a narcissist, isn't it?
I don't know if they're narcissists, but I mean, it comes to a point where sometimes, they always think they're right because they always think whatever they're thinking is the right move, and they're not.
That's why I say narcissist, because a narcissist is a person that gonna always manipulate things and make it seem like everything you do is wrong and everything they do is right and everything they say is right. So
look at you in the big words.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay.
So
I'll take your word for it, because I believe it or not, I don't know what the word narcissist means.
I mean, I just my perception on it, but you can.
Okay.
But that's what I think, because I have read about some things about narcissism, and I'm sure there may be a small bit that I just said, but I'm sure it's more to it than what I'm saying. But yeah, I think apologizing is important, because I think it's just saying that I care. It's saying that I care about your feelings. Especially if you said something wrong to hurt someone or to bring them down and to make yourself look more, presentable or whatever, and make you feel better, to the fact that, like, I feel like for me, I would apologize, because if you love someone that you care for, why not apologize? Apologize so you guys can get to the root of the issue.
So here's a question. So if you're in the apology, would you rather in person, text, email? How would you like the apology?
I don't think it really matters to me, as long as it's done and I feel when it's done.
I can text you an apology?
No, I'm just saying, if I feel that it's sincere, and then when you come to me and I see that you sincere in person, then I'm okay with it. But
I think in person is better, because in person they can see the facial expression. You can see the empathy, or you can see the sincerity on the person's face.
I can see that, but then you got someone like be like, I'm sorry, you know what I mean, and really don't be sorry.
Well, then they're not being sorry. That's my point. So that's why if they text it or if they email it, they could be saying it like that. I'm sorry, and you don't realize it, because I remember when we had a friend that was talking to somebody on text, and she was taking it the wrong way, and she was like, "Oh, I don't even know, like, this guy's weird and da 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 da. And then
Right.
I said, why don't you call him? Like, stop texting and call and speak to him.
Right.
They was doing business.
Mm-hmm.
And when she called and spoke to him, she was like, oh, he's such a nice guy, da da da.
It wasn't what I thought.
Right, it wasn't what I thought, because I think sometimes the text can be it can be perceived wrong or come off wrong. You know, that's why I'm not a texter.
Well, especially
If I got something to say, I'm gonna say it to your face. I mean, if I can, if it's distance between us or something, and I need to apologize, I will say it on the phone. But when I see you in person again, I would actually apologize again, just so that they can see the sincerity on my face, or that I really meant the apology. Because I just think seeing it visually, and you have to admit that if I text you, Tar, and I'm like, I'm sorry. You be like, oh yeah, okay, but you really want to see me in person to
like,
say,
how sorry are you?
Yeah, exactly. You want to see me in person. You like, wait a minute, yeah. Are you really sorry? Or are you just saying it to shut me up? Because that'd be the next word out your mouth. You just telling me that so I could be quiet.
Yeah, that could be the case, especially if you apologize over the phone and you hear hearing in a voice that they really don't mean what they say.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear it over the phone too, but you still want to see it in person. You want to see that.
Yeah.
You want to see that facial expression, that sincerity.
But under the circumstances where you're not able to, see each other, visually together, and for some reason you just separate at the moment, then accepting that apology. Well, it's FaceTime because, now we got FaceTime, we got all those things. And you can apologize like that. But I just think, depending on the situation.
How about those apologies that you don't really say you're sorry, but like, let's say we're having a discussion. Yeah, we're arguing about something, and there's a compromise that needs to be made, and I just say, okay, we could do that. I'll be willing to do that. Do you consider that an apology? Do you always have to, in your mind, do you always have to say, I don't think you always have to say, I'm sorry. I think sometimes it's just like, because like, even with like a best friend, if you, with your best friend and you say, like with guys especially, we don't always say we're sorry. We're just like, we may get into a discussion or disagreement about something. And even with your spouse, even with us, sometimes we get into a disagreement about something, and I won't necessarily say I'm sorry. We'll just be like, okay, I'll be willing to try that. Let's try that.
Right.
Or we may say something funny.
Right.
You start laughing, and then you're like, you silly, you stupid, and then like, so that's kind of apologizing, but we're not really saying we're sorry.
Right.
And then it kind of just squashes what we was just, what we was arguing about.
Right.
So I don't.
You could be like, let's go get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get something to eat.
You just are like, are you hungry? Like, if you already cooked. So I don't think it's necessarily always that you have to say, I'm sorry.
You can apologize just in gestures.
Yeah.
In doing that. I think that's acceptable in how you do that. I don't think it always have to be verbally spoken, because I really do believe that actions speak louder than words, and the people can apologize to you through action, then that's even better.
That's because you like to do that. You don't know. You're stubborn.
I am.
You are. You don't like to say I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't.
No, you don't.
Sometimes I don't.
You don't. You don't like. That's why I made that comment, because there many times you don't say because I'm like that. I'm like, you can't say I'm sorry. Why?
Why do I have to say I'm sorry?
You can't even say, or like, you can't say okay. Like, if I come and I just want you to say okay. No, we gotta go into a 10-minute discussion about why, and then you finally like, okay, well, I'll be willing to do it. I'm like,
are you willing to accept the way someone may apologize to you? Not everybody.
I'm willing to accept the way you apologize to me. It don't bother me no more. It used to in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I had to learn that's how you are. You're stubborn.
Depends. Sometimes, not all the time.
No.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one thing don't do is don't apologize so that you can say, well, I apologize first. Sound familiar?
Like, I did it first, so are you? And then you're looking for it back, like, since I apologize. And then you sitting there waiting, like, so are you going to apologize, exactly. Or you're not? Like, are you going?
When you apologize because
for yourself,
for your responsibility and whatever you're having the discussion.
That's basically like
what you cannot expect,
right?
You cannot expect
you forgiving the person for yourself,
right? Because you have to give time. See. You have an argument, you have a discussion, and you say, okay, I'm sorry, 5 minutes into the discussion. That person may still be irritated. You got to give them time. You can't just expect them
to blow down.
Yeah, you can't just expect them to be like, well, since you said I'm sorry too. No, I'm not. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to
You're not going to
No.
always get your apology at the same time when you're going through stuff. You're just not. It's
Nope.
just, especially when somebody's just like, you
Especially,
know
I
what?
know that was dealing with us. We definitely, one of us is gonna be like
One of them's going to be
in our
stubborn.
feelings.
For sure. For sure. So, and, you know, forgiveness is a good thing. You know what I mean? Forgiving your spouse for something is important. You
All
know,
right.
you're allowing them to not hold on to stuff. It's just not good for your mental health.
No, it's not.
It's really, really not.
No, it really does mess you up.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're giving an apology, also, we didn't talk about this, but when you gotta make sure that you're sincere, necessarily heartfelt, but you know, just make sure that you both understand that the apology is, you know, that you mean it from the bottom of your heart.
Like for me, like I go to you and I'd be like, Pedro, you know what? I'm really, really sorry. I know I overreacted. But you accept my apology.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And not all the time it's gonna be like that. I'm just saying, it's certain things, certain situations.
Yeah.
That you're gonna do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then, you know, give me time to get over my feelings, and then, and then maybe.
If you're not that type of petty person that hold on to stuff and be like, you know what?
No.
Whatever,
See,
whatever.
guess what? You know what? No. Don't use that word petty, because it's not about being petty. If you do something that I don't like, I'm allowed. See, we talked about this. I think we talked about this last week in Talking Point. We said that it's okay to be mad. It's okay not to be okay.
I agree with that.
It's okay
to
not to be okay.
Yeah.
Life, marriages work. You're not always going to be okay. It's going to have its ups and downs. You're not always going to agree. You're not always going to be like, oh, we're just, you know, flowers and diamonds. No, sometimes it's going to be rocks and sand.
Yeah, and sometimes your spouse just gonna get on your straight nerves, and they're just gonna irritate you to the end, and it's just gonna be like them just walking in the room and just like, why are you even in here? You know, type of thing. So you know, we get like that in our marriage.
When it's like that, I don't even go in the room. I just go to another room.
I'm just saying.
Thank God we got plenty of rooms. We got different rooms in this house. So I just go downstairs. I'll come down here in the studio. I'll go upstairs in the bedroom. Those are my two spots.
I mean, you're going to have moments like that where you just, you know, it's not going to be hunky-dory all the time. It is what it is.
And the kids be like, you okay? Yeah, we're fine.
No, they not. And the kids looking like, no, they not. Something going on.
Something going on. Well, and also on that, I'm glad we said that. On that subject, when you have kids, and because we do this, and when you have kids, apologizing sometimes, especially, I think it's very important that you apologize sometimes in front of the kids. Yeah. Only because it like, I want to teach my kids when there's arguments or disagreements, because sometimes they hear us talking about something, because our kids are nosy and pokey. Just like we was talking earlier, and Sky was like, what we were saying, she was like,
Mama said something.
Daddy said yes. And I was like, no, I did not. Stay out of our conversation. Go somewhere.
Literally, like, you know what? She literally sitting there.
Yeah, I was
looking at us back and forth, like while we talk, like she watching TV. She looking at us like,
I didn't realize she was sitting there. And then I'm like, wait, where'd you come from? Like, you wasn't even there 2 minutes ago.
Snuck in there.
Yeah, and I'm like, so
like smooth back.
So with those kind of things, we apologize in front of them. We'll say, look, you know, guys, we had disagreement, but, you know, we come to this agreement, blah, blah, blah. Because I think it teaches your kids that it's okay that you're not always going to agree.
You're not going to always get along in your relationship.
And you're not always going to get along in a relationship. But that we're hoping that it will teach them to learn to apologize, or learn how to apologize in the future.
And I'm going to say this.
Their spouse.
And I'm going to say this. Learn how to apologize without saying, you know what, I'm leaving now. I'm done. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. You know, don't let that be an argument take you to that place.
Yeah, because once they're out of my house, they're out of my house. Don't be coming back at my door talking about something, knock.
Right.
We had a fight. Oh, then you need to go back and fix it.
But you know, people in relationships sometimes use that word so openly to the fact of, I'm done. I don't want to be with you anymore. But just because of an argument, you know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, they want to get a divorce. I mean, some things just because they wasn't taught how to deal with the situation, you know what I'm saying? And just maybe seeing their parents have fight and break up and they go away and actually don't come back. So some people do experience that and they never learn how to resolve issues. So I think it's definitely important for our children to see us in a place of knowing how to apologize to each other in front of our children if they see us arguing or hear us arguing, and to see that we can resolve issues in our marriage, even though we may not agree at the time, we can still resolve it, and we still, guess what, we still going to be together. We're not going to go and leave because we not, on the same page at the moment.
Right. I think it's teaching them to listen actively, to listen to what the other person is doing, teach them how to make amends, teach them how to give them time, because they can see that sometimes we're not happy with each other. And they see we give us other time, and they be like, "Ooh, I mean," they'll come to you. "You okay, Mom? You okay, Dad?" Yeah. And then like 10 minutes later, or 15 minutes later, or maybe even an hour or so later, they'll see us talking. They're like, oh, "Okay, they cool.
Well, they good.
Yeah, they're good." So they see that we gave each other's time, So it's just doing those little things.
Yeah, it's
and
important.
I think that is good that you do it. I'm not saying to argue in front of the kids or everything, because I know back in the day.
No, that's not what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but it's going to happen sometimes, because especially with us, because we both two stubborn people.
Yeah,
and you're my,
And don't let us be in the car.
Spitfire.
Don't let us be in the car with the kids. Then you in a confined space. So now you either it's do or die. Basically in front of your kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so then you got your kids in the back like. Mom,
you're emotional.
Like
your emotional
mommy,
self.
It's like, Mom, you gonna send it to Daddy? Or Daddy, you gonna send that to Mommy? Or that type of thing. Like, are y'all okay?
Actually, sometimes the kids actually help us with the argument, because
like, Mom, you think you should have said that to Daddy?
Or they be like, "Oh, look what Mom, you really think you should have said that?"
Or Daddy, you think you should have said that to Mommy?
That wasn't nice.
Like, come on,
why are you being like that, Dad? Yeah, too bad they don't use it for themselves.
Yeah, but you remember that time I was like, I always tell the truth, and the kids was like, wait a minute.
Wait, they bust out laughing. We all bust out laughing. I laughed. They laughed. We all was like, what?
They was like, whatever
about?
They was doing on their devices or whatever, they stopped what they was doing and was like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Mama, now know.
Nah.
So that was a funny moment. I think that allowed us to kind of bring the ice, whatever we may have been arguing about, bring the ice off
you quick to forget what we had discussed, or you quick to forget with the key. Like, matter of fact, with the key.
Oh.
I left the key in the door last night in the front, in the back door.
In the back door, yeah.
But it was in the front of the door. So and then I went to check the door, and I locked. I'm like, okay, it's unlocked. And some said open the door, and the key was still in the key. And I'm like, man, wait a minute, I didn't mean to do that. So I locked the door, and I say, I left. Somebody could have came in and got us. I'm like, nobody was gonna come in. I said, how many times you left the key in the front? I never left the key in the front. What are you talking? That's where it started. I'm like, yeah, you have, like, many a times. I've come home and found the key in the front.
Yeah.
And you was like, I never. What? Never? Okay, you know what? Right. And Sky was like, yeah, Ma, I don't think. Yeah. So,
So, yeah, apologizing is important in relationships.
You never did apologize for that either, by the way.
Wait a minute. I don't owe you no apology.
Yes, you did, because you said to me, well, it's the one time you did it. I said, it's the one time I did it, and you act like I do it all the time.
Well, I'm not going to apologize right now because I don't feel like I should. I'm sorry, I'm not.
I'll give you some time. I'll give you some time, but I
need time.
Hey, I expect my apology.
Whatever.
You ain't gonna blame me for something.
You're not gonna force me to an apology.
So
I'm gonna do it when I'm ready.
All I said is I expect my apology.
Okay,
I'm gonna
give me time to think about it and see what
That's
I lie
in it.
You have
plenty of time to think about it. But I expect an apology in the next couple of days. You got a couple of days.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring it up again.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So funny. Okay. Guys. So our next point that I had came across something that said, can you control who you love? Point number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Can you control who you love? Can you control who you love?
Well, I kind of looked it up, and it says that love is a complex emotion that is influenced by various factors. Personal preference, experience, values, chemistry between the individuals.
Right.
It says that while we may not have full control of who we develop feelings for, we do have some influence over our emotions and the choices we make. Now, I kind of, when I read that, I said, and I kind of disagree a little bit, because I think we have it says we have some influence. I think we have complete control over who we fall in love with, and even our emotions, and this goes into more than just loving somebody, like, because I could love a guy, but just love him in the sense of like a brother. I could
Right.
love him as a sense of like as a friend,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I think this all came because we was just watching something. They was talking about love is love, and so that's why you came up with that thought, like, can you control who you love?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we thought about doing this subject, because we all, the new phrase is love. You can't control who you love.
Mm-hmm.
You can't control who you love. If you don't like if you love somebody, it's a choice. You are making that conscious effort to love that person, because
Right.
you just don't see somebody and be like, oh, I'm in love with them. You got to get to know them.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get to be around them. You got to, you know, tolerate them. You got to be able to deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just, I'm gonna just, love this person because I have to love them.
Right.
It's like an arranged marriage. Um, some people get married through an arranged marriage, and they don't love the person at first,
No.
but over time, they may start to be
Grow
around
on
the
them.
person, grow on them. You may start to develop feelings, and sometimes it doesn't. You don't develop any feelings. It's just on paper.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a control. I definitely think you can control who you love. What do you think?
I think loving someone, allowing someone to come and giving them free reign to your heart, to your head, and allowing them to come into those important spaces in your life that we cling to, because we all want love. We all want acceptance. We all want someone that's going to accept us and love us for who we are. And I think sometimes, because we sometimes want that love, we'll accept um, someone that's probably really not good for us. You know what I'm saying? Not healthy for us. Someone
That's
that
when it's not love.
right. That's when it's toxic. So you're looking for love to the point of, regardless of how that person treats you, you still going to be there because they say, "Oh, I love you." You know what I mean? So you just putting up with anything that they throw at you. And I think we have to be important. I mean, we have to really think about the person that we choosing to love. Do they really love us?
Mm-hmm.
Do they really want to put in the work to make that love shown in our relationship, in our marriage?
That's what I mean. Actions speak louder than words.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the Bible says, love is patient, love is kind, love do not boast. And we sometimes, I think we take that out of context, and of course people always say love is love. And I think, they use that love is love for the people to do what they want to do, and love who they want to love. And it's okay. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's okay. I think you have to be careful who you choosing to love, and who you choosing to open or start your life with, or all of those, and make children with. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody you love, you actually love. Maybe you lust after them. You know what I'm saying? People could get that confused with what love is.
Yeah, I was thinking from personal experience. Um, yeah, I've been in love before, but it wasn't love; it was lust.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it was time for a relationship, it was toxic, and it was not the best
Mm-hmm.
situation. And I just kept trying to see if it would work, or see if I could. Maybe the love, maybe I was thinking maybe it is love, and it would overcome everything, and it didn't,
Mm-hmm.
because it was not. It was never love in the first place. It was lust.
Mm-hmm.
It was what the person can do for you. I think that,
Right.
like in marriages, I think that's what some people like. You get with your husband or your wife. You start building a family. You start building a relationship. You say, I'm in love. Then you meet somebody else, and they give you something different, or give you what you really wanted. And now all of a sudden you confuse that with, oh, I'm in love with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been told that before. I've been told I'm in love with both of you. And I'm like, you can't be in love with me and somebody else. No, that don't, to me, that don't.
I
I
feel you're
mean,
gonna
maybe you could
love
be in
one
love
person more.
because we give you two different aspects.
Well, that's just like
But
saying,
you can't be in love with two. You can't say, well, I'm in love with this person, but I'm also in love with you, because to me that doesn't work. You cannot split your love like that. Not the love in a marriage. You can split your love in friendship.
Well, yeah.
With somebody, but then I'm talking about in marriage. You can't split your love in marriage. When you love somebody, you need to love that person 100%.
Well, yeah.
You can't,
That's just like us loving God. We can't love God and love the devil. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You either love one or hate the other. So we have, and then you either going to serve one and not serve the other. So when you love someone in your relationship, and you saying you may be in love with someone else, you're going to love one more than you love the other. You're going to serve one different than you serve the other. It's just it's not going to be equal.
Can you love somebody without being attracted to
them? Can you love someone without being attracted to them? Yeah, I think you can.
You think so?
I think you can love someone. You may not be in love with them, but you can love someone you're not attracted to.
Okay, I got
now you can grow.
Can you be married to somebody that you're not attracted to?
Well, me, I can't. I can't be married to someone.
I think some women and men can.
I said some. I said me.
I know. I think some can, because I think some people, it's not about the looks, it's about what they give you, because it all depends on your upbringing. If you had a really rough life where you was abused, or people physically, mentally, or you just had a really rough relationship, or you just, and then you meet somebody that's not the best looking, but they make you feel good and they make you their world and make you're the only one
showing you love,
right? They're showing you everything. I think some folks can marry that person over because it's not always just attraction. Sometimes it's they willing to accept emotionally that they give them what they need, or they are a little compatible to what they what they want, and they but it becomes a little dangerous, because what happens when that person can't give them what they expect or what they was getting? So like, say, and I think that happens sometimes. Say you with somebody, you married for 20 years and they had the best job, but then they get sick. And then all of a sudden now they're sick.
You ain't getting what you used to.
Right. Now you want to be out. Now you out.
You ain't able to take care of me like you used to.
Right, exactly. And that's where you fall into that trap of that.
But did you really love me anyway?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That's why,
right.
You can choose who you love, but when you choose to love somebody, you need to make sure that
you're willing to be all in.
Right. Sickness or death. To death do you part.
Right.
That's what the vows are for.
Yeah. I think for me, this is just me talking now. For me, I had to be attracted to you. I'm sorry. It was no way I was gonna.
You was attracted to my car.
No, I was not attracted to your car.
Yes, you was.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you was.
Let me be clear. I was not attracted to your car. I'm never attracted to material things. Don't get it twisted. So what I'm saying is that I was attracted to you.
But it didn't hurt that I had a nice car.
No,
it's not. That you're attracted to material.
No, I'm not going to agree with you, and you're not going to make me. And I'm telling you that I was not attracted to your car. That's what I keep saying to you. Don't get it twisted. You need to really get that out of your head. You need to come with me over here. Come on.
Whatever.
So I was not attracted to your car. I was attracted to you. I'm just letting you know.
I know.
Because if I was attracted to your car, then what's the point of me even being with you? That don't even make sense.
That car been
gone. Do you even hear yourself? You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying to that, I was not attracted to your car. I was attracted to you because you didn't have that car for a long time. So
I didn't have it for about a year.
Whatever. It wasn't a long time. A year is.
I missed that car.
A year is like a day for Jesus.
Can I have that car? I want that car back.
Whatever. So anyway,
what was it, Infiniti J30?
I don't know. Let's stay on topic. So what I'm saying is that I had to be attracted to you to be with you first. And then as time went on, I was like, maybe I can care for this person. Maybe I can, as time went on and you kept growing on me, we talking on the phone, they even made it more better for me.
Oh, yeah, I was forcing myself on you. Not in that way, folks. Not in that way. Yeah. I was
your words wisely.
I was just very persistent. Because you wasn't sure what you wanted at first.
I wasn't, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to be in a long, serious relationship. But at that time of us being together, I'm not even sure if I was actually in love with you at the time, because as you know how important it is to not sleep with someone, yet, because you don't want to confuse your feelings of love sex or lust. So you want to make sure that the love that you are trying to grow with that person is genuine. Because if it's all because you slept together, you're like, oh, I love them, and then it's really not love,
Mm.
is it?
No, it's not.
Then what is it?
It's lust.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
You just said it. What do you want me to repeat what you just said?
So yeah, I think we have to be important with. It's important for us to not confuse our love for people when we do those things. So I think for me, I did get a little sidetracked.
Get to know them, have
Get
some
to know them.
counseling, get to really like meet the family. I wasn't gonna like the family, so that's normal.
Yeah.
Just personal growth with them. I think I know us because I did stuff with you that I never did with nobody else. So
Right.
us spending time together, we went away. We went to Bermuda for the honeymoon.
Right.
Went to New York and we did a little sightseeing. Just spending time for each other.
Right,
and,
which
and
is
getting to
important
know
for
each
us.
other. Right. We didn't go straight into. I think that's the best thing. You wanted that actually right away. You thought you wanted it, but in the way you learned that was not the best thing.
No.
You wanted kids right away, and I was like, no.
I did at first.
I was like, nah, we don't need kids right away. Kids
I did.
will stifle us and
I realized
in a way that you would not
that.
understand.
I realized that after we had we lost our first baby together, and I think God had to show me something, and I think He did. I think he showed me, yes, you're gonna have kids, but it's just not the right time. And as much as I wanted it, I didn't even put into account all the things that can happen. All I wanted was to be pregnant. Not even saying, oh, maybe if I get pregnant, I could actually lose, the baby. Then you have to.
And you
deal
wanted to
with
be
that.
pregnant for the wrong reason.
Right. So I had.
You wanted to be pregnant because I already had kids, so
Right.
you just like, I want to be pregnant.
I did, because every woman that loved their husband or every man that loved their wife wants to have children. If they want to have kids, want to have children with the person that they with. So that was my situation. But anyway, after I had the type of pregnancy, I think we went a little bit longer, which I thought was good because it actually gave me time to really think about pregnancy and where God wanted me to be as far as being a mother. And I always wanted to be.
Yeah,
And
God forbid, and I'm sad. I'm sad. I've always been sad we lost the first baby, but what if they was twins?
Because twins went through my family. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Oh sheesh.
That would have been
Went through
something.
my family too. So I'm saying, what if they was twins? And woo,
That would
Lord
have been
knows
something.
where we
But
would
God
be.
knows how much we can bear.
Oh yeah, I don't think we could have bared that.
That's why
we
He
would have
didn't give
made
it
it
to
through.
us. That's why
God
He
would
didn't
have.
give
We
it
would
to
have
us.
been. Listen, we would have bared it, but boy, that would have been hard. That was not the right time to have twins. No, it was not the right time to have twins. But I mean, we don't know. We'll never know because it was a topic pregnancy. But just the thought, like, wow, what if it was like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
They'd be like, what, 18? No, they'd be 17 right now.
Right.
They'd be 17.
Right.
Goodness gracious. Ooh, that's scary.
Yeah. But controlling who you choose to let in and start a life with, and because I think when you do that and things don't work out and then divorce happened and the children lose out on seeing either the mother or the father every day. So it's so much to consider when you choosing that one. And I think it's important that we pray and say, Lord, is this the person for me?
Yes.
Is this the person that you want me to spend the rest of my life with, have children with? Lord, is this something this person I can build with,
And that actually segues into the last point that we was going to talk about. And
Yes.
that is,
it's loving someone a choice. So that's what's kind of walking right into that.
Yeah. So number one, I think you said yourself that you prayed and was like, God, I want a husband, but send me one. And then I came along and and this is the thing, folks. When you let God make that choice, you have to accept that choice because sometimes you may think, well, this person's not even perfect because I was far from perfect for you.
Well,
I was par.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying I was par. I was broken. I had issues. I had all kinds of stuff going on with me. And you too, we both did.
Yeah.
It's not just me. We both had our own, issues that we was dealing with.
Yeah.
And because I'd say when I met you, I knew I was going to marry when I met you. I knew like the moment I saw you sitting in that car with my niece, I just knew I was gonna marry. I was like, I'm marrying this chick.
Yeah.
I'm marrying her. I just knew it.
Yeah.
Boom. And but then the choice becomes, okay, now I choose to love this person.
Yeah.
So now I have to accept this person for the faults.
Mm-hmm.
I have to choose to think of their well-being, support them. And no matter how crazy it may sound sometimes, support them in their endeavors or what they want to try to do. Make a choice, make a conscious effort to sometimes take away my, I won't say take away my happiness, but sometimes to give in to not what I want, but what you want.
Yeah.
I think that's how you can choose.
Mm-hmm.
That's why loving someone is a choice, because when you love somebody, you'd be willing to do certain things that you wouldn't be willing to do for everybody, not even for yourself.
Yeah, that's
you
it.
know, like for me, and I know it's gonna sound kind of crazy, but for me, like sharing my food, I was never a food sharer. I wasn't. You know me. It's my food.
It's my food. You got your food. I got my food.
But because I loved you and I choose to love you. if you want a little extra, I'll give you some of my food.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, that may sound very small in the thought process, but it's just different things. That to me, that was a big thing. I was not a food sharer. You know that.
Yeah.
I was not
Yeah.
I was not a food sharer. No. You should have got enough. I'd be like, you should have got enough food.
Oh my goodness!
I think I told that story. I was like, I told the girl, you should have bought the upgrade.
But yeah, I mean, when you choosing to give your all to a person, you choosing to say, no matter how bad things get, no matter how good things get, I'm gonna stick it out. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because I'm choosing you. So I'm choosing to make this work. I'm choosing to work on our marriage every single day. I'm choosing to pray and ask God to lead me to be the person, the wife, the husband that you need me to be, because we all imperfect and we just want God to help us to be the spouse and the perfect person that we can be in Jesus. And I think that's something that we can do if we focus more on God and building our relationship with him, and first of all, choosing God. Not just our spouses, choosing God first. Let's choose God first and say, Lord, use me, help me, fix me in ways that I can't. Man, I don't always make the right choices. I don't always make, the right decisions. Help me to do that. You know what I'm saying? Help me to love my spouse regardless of what's going on right now in front of us. Because you're going to go through hard times that's going to test your faith. It's going to test your love. It's going to even sometimes question, why am I even with this person?
Yep.
And now you saying, I'm not choosing you no more. I'm choosing myself.
Well, that's why
I'm not happy.
That's why when you choose somebody, you have to make sure there's mutual and consensual.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta make sure it's mutual and consensual, because you gotta be, both of you have to be willing to love each other. You can't give if you're the only one giving the love, the marriage is not gonna work.
Do you think sometimes some people may say, oh, you're just so hard to love? Like, how am I supposed to love you? You just, you so hard to.
No, because that person that's saying that is only saying that because they're not willing to accept the other person for who they are. You're just like you and I. We have certain things about us that is just never going to change. In 18 years, you have not changed in some things. In 18 years, I have not changed in some things. Yep. You just know.
But we also not the same people we were 10 years ago.
I know, but you do grow.
Yeah.
But that's the point. You grow together.
Yes. And you grow to see the change in your spouse.
Right.
You don't grow to not even recognize that they changing to be better for themselves and for you and your marriage.
But if you just think that, like we said early in the beginning, my way is my way or the highway. Remember we used to say that, my way or the highway. Then it's no growing or no choice in that, because you only want it to be your way.
Yeah.
And there's no marriage is going to survive something like that.
Yeah.
No marriage is going to survive something like that.
I think too.
Even as me being the head of the household, I still have to be willing to concede some things that you want to do or that you talk about, or that you say, look, this come to my attention, or I want to, I want to do this. What do you think? And I can't just be like, no.
Right.
Some things, because and some things I want to do, you don't always agree. You're like, well, you really think so? And I'm like, yeah, just trust me. It's about trust. When you choose to love somebody, it's trust, it's commitment, it's understanding, it's willing to learn, it's willing to grow,
Compromise.
it's willing to compromise. It's all those things, right? You choosing to be with that person. So it is a choice.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing as a choice not to be with the person, because you can't just say, I don't love you no more. No, you choose not to love them anymore.
Yeah.
You choose to. It's always
and
a
you
choice.
know why that is? Because you saying, now, you know what? I'm done. I ain't fit to compromise no more. I'm not fit to talk no more. I ain't fit to do none of that no more. I'm done with trying to work things out. I'm sick of it. I'm just tired of it. They tired of putting in the work. And when people get tired and they mentally make a decision that they're not there, and they actually choose to be there, to be nothing but just, you're not going to be happy. Your marriage is going to go down, down, down each day because you're not happy. You made the decision already to go in your mind. And
yeah, that's true. When you leave somebody,
you mentally
or you're with
leave
somebody, you've already made that choice to do it one way or the other.
Yep.
Yeah. So us being together, we choose each day when I wake up to be with each other. If I choose to be with somebody else, I can go out there and get somebody else, but I choose not to.
Yeah.
I choose
and
not
that's just
to.
like we choose every day to say, Lord, I'm giving my heart to you every single day. We can choose, and we can get up in the morning and say, Lord, you're not my Lord anymore. I'm not going to serve you anymore. I'm going to do what I want to do, type of thing. And every day we choosing to say, Lord, I want you to be in my life. Lord, I want you to help me be a better individual, a better person, a better wife, a better spouse. All of these things, a husband, we choosing these things each day. But God also give us free will, like you just about to say.
Free choice, free will.
Yeah, free will. God don't say you got to love me. And I don't think that's what we should expect from our spouses either. We shouldn't expect them to say, you gonna love me, you gonna stay married to me, or you gonna work on this, you gonna go work on that. Nobody want to be what's the word? A dictator type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You want people to freely love you. When you freely love someone and care about them, you're gonna be willing to do what you got to do to make it work.
Yeah, with even with us, like when we went through the abuse, and then I had to make you love me again.
No, you didn't make me do anything.
Not make you. No,
you didn't.
I don't mean make. I'm using the wrong word.
You had to show me.
I had to show. Well,
you had to show me through your actions.
I did have to make you.
You did not make me do anything.
Todd, no.
I chose to.
Wait.
I chose
Stop.
to continue to love you.
Wait. Stop. You love me, but you was really on the verge of leaving because you couldn't put up with it anymore. So when I say make, I don't mean I had to physically make you. I had to show you, or like you said, I had to show you.
That's what I just said.
But the show is kind of making.
No, it's not. Showing someone and making someone is not the same thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm saying it wrong. I know I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. I had to
change who you was.
Change who I was so that you can start believing that I was actually the man that you love.
There you go. Now that's the word you was looking for. Because nobody make you do anything.
What? You can make, you know what? That's not true.
Well, nobody ain't finna make me do nothing.
No, wait. No. See, you taking it as a negative.
No.
You do take it as a negative, Tara. Because you can make your spouse do things by your actions. You can.
Like what?
You can. Okay. If I come into the house and you're in the house and I see that you've had a hard day, and I go and I say, okay, I'm gonna cook dinner, right? I'm showing you, then that makes you say, damn, I really do love him. You can, and that's what I say. You
or vice versa. You come in and I'm arguing at you. I'm just going to another narrative and I'm arguing at you. Then you're going to respond in a different way.
Yes.
So but
that's what it is. It is a bit of, you can. Okay, what I'm saying, you can make by your actions. You can make things happen. By your actions.
Okay.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying, make. You can make. You can make. Your actions can make
wait a minute,
or break.
Let me sum
your
this up.
Actions or your comments or your demeanor or your attitude can make or break your relationship.
That's true. But I'm saying I always loved you. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to put a perspective on, am I still willing to work this out? But through prayer.
Yeah,
and talking to God and talking to people, and saying, Lord, you know what? I don't want to look look at my spouse this way. Show me another way I'm not seeing. Because I think sometimes we can close down our minds and our hearts to things and not be able to see what our spouses are doing, especially if they try to change. And it takes time for change. You know what I'm saying? Change don't happen overnight.
And that's what I mean. But that's what I meant by I had to show you, but I had to also put in that work and make you see it. Because if I don't put in the work and make you see it, if you don't see it, it's not going to...
How am I going to make her see this?
Yes.
If I'm not changing my ways.
Right. So I had to mentally make a conscious effort for myself and saying, like, keep my hands to my side. Make sure I don't yell. Make sure I talk in an even tone. Make you see. Because even if I didn't do it, you don't see it. No matter if you still love me, you don't see it. You're not going to want to be with me.
That's true, and that's
that's what I meant by make. You make. I had to make that conscious.
And that's even if someone is experiencing a marriage, mental type of abuse, like people talking to you crazy and saying things to you, bringing you down.
It's not just abuse. I'm just talking about
No. I'm just saying. I know we're talking in general, but I'm speaking on this subject. And I was saying, if someone is experiencing that way, a person have to change the way they speak to someone, how they speak to their spouse, how they, you know what I mean. I want to address that because people sometimes don't think mental abuse is something that is a big deal.
We're talking about all abuse.
No,
mentally,
I'm just saying. So I was just speaking to the persons
verbally,
that may be going through that.
Monetarily.
You know what I'm saying? People coming like they just talk to you like they just don't care what they say. And I think it's important that we choose our words wisely when we speaking to our spouse. So now we on our point of
hello.
Now it's time for our card section, as you heard the air horn. And I'm not even sure who went last or who went first.
I don't know.
I say random. So we're going to go through the random part. They have in these cards, it has a section of the past, random, life, relationships, intimacy, and about you. So they have different sections in the cards. And so I want to choose from the random pile, which is the yellow pile. Show the cards just if you want to see online. Okay. So I'm going to pick one. Okay.
You know how to pick a card?
I'm trying to.
Pick a card, any card.
Okay, so I have my card.
Okay. And I have my card.
Ooh, I like this one. So,
who
going first, too. Me or you?
You can go first.
Okay. So, on this card, on my card, it says, you ready, babe?
Yeah.
Okay, it says, can you remember what I was wearing when we first met?
Heck no.
You can't remember?
Jeans and a top.
Oh my goodness.
You definitely had on jeans and some high heels.
Oh, that's when we went to church together.
No. When I met you, because you was already at church.
Okay.
So you had on some not tight but nice fitted jeans. And because in all honesty, the first time I met you, you were sitting in a car. So
yeah, I didn't show my whole outfit.
It wasn't like I could really see my whole I could see the whole outfit. All I could see is the head and up to the stomach.
Yeah.
And then I did go and meet you later.
But and I did have on jeans.
Yeah, and that's I think it was like
I did have on jeans, and I had on jeans. You remember the color of the sweater?
Beige, brown.
It was brown. Oh my gosh, you remember? It was a brown sweater.
It was beige brown. I know. I knew it was like a pastel color, like a beige brown, right?
Yeah, it was definitely brown because I had on brown boots.
Right,
so I had on brown boots.
Brown boots was like the 4-inch heels, 5-inch heels.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, with the
when you can wear boots.
I still can wear boots.
You can't wear those things anymore. You be like, oh, my feet hurt.
I'm gonna get me some boots to prove you wrong. I'm gonna get me some boots to prove you wrong, sir. I'm definitely gonna do that. Okay,
right?
Yeah.
But you know what outfit I really remember more than anything?
What?
Maybe because we went to church. The first time we went to church.
The first time I went to a Seventh-day Adventist church.
No, I said we. The first time we went to a church together.
Yeah.
To the Adventist church, right? Because we didn't go to Sunday church.
No.
I remember that outfit. You had on a full-fledged jean, blue jacket, jean pants. No, yeah, jean, yep, and brown boots, dark brown boots. And I don't even remember that because the way they looked at you when you walked through the door, they was like, "What is that?" And I walked you in. I walked you in like you was the queen, and I was like, "Sit down." I had you sit down. I sat next to you.
That was crazy.
That was a very conservative church.
Yeah.
They wasn't rude about it, but you could definitely see the eyes.
Yeah.
And you felt uncomfortable. You was like, bang, you know. And then God bless their heart, they gave us some. What was that? That spaghetti that was like
some type of vegetarian. I didn't know nothing about vegetarian then. I was like, yo,
What
this?
is this?
Where is the hamburger meat? Okay. Where's the hamburger meat and the sausages?
And it was runny.
I was like, yo, they doing too much. They doing too much.
But do you remember what I was wearing? Because I don't even remember. I don't even remember what I was wearing.
I think you had on like this jersey thing. Mm-hmm. You had on a jersey. I don't know why my allergies. You had like on this red and black jersey thing with some pants. You had on some jeans.
I did.
And some.
I did wear jeans back then too.
I'm not sure if you had on boots.
I probably had on Timberlands.
Sneakers or what you had on.
I probably had on Timberlands. If I had on the red and black, I probably had on Timberlands. That's a funny thing. I don't even remember. When I first met you, I don't remember what I was wearing.
I just know
because I was on a date. Remember?
Oh right. I just know you had a real nice haircut. So that was good. And he was well groomed in that way, but you did have on the jersey, and it wasn't until later. Like it wasn't until later as we kept talking, and I was like, he loved jerseys,
That's not true because the first date we went on, I did not have an. I
remember on a yellow. I remember you had on a yellow pastel.
A yellow pastel shirt with some button-down shirt with some beige pants. And some Timbs.
You did. You look really nice too.
Because I made sure I was like, I came clean that day.
Okay, sir.
I came clean that day. I had people drooling.
Yeah, I think that was the day.
And the car was. Anyway. That's why I always tease you because I pulled up in the Infiniti J30 in a beige Infiniti car, all beige. I was like coordinating the whole thing.
And that was on a really nice sunny day. Yeah, I remember that.
So my head was glistening and stuff. The sun was shining off my head.
That was our first date. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I came to pick you up at the house. Mm-hmm. I remember.
Okay, your turn.
If you could see into the future, what's one thing you want to see?
Ooh, if I had to see into the future.
Well, it's my turn. Can I answer first?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
If I could see into the future, what's one thing I want to see? Mm-hmm. It's going to be weird. I want to see us all in heaven.
Wow. I love that.
And I mean, because, in all honesty, all this stuff that we have here is material. All this material stuff is not going to make a difference.
It's not.
So if I want to see into the future, and there's one thing I want to see us all making it to heaven. I want to see my family, I want to make us all, I want to see us all in heaven.
I love that, babe.
That would be my answer. As I can say I want to see us have a house. I want to see us have like 2 cars. I want to see the butter, the cream that you make for the skin go blow up and we make money off. I can say all of that, but that's inconsensual. I'm not inconsensual. It doesn't make any difference if I don't make it into heaven.
Yeah.
So I was thinking in my head like, okay, but yeah, definitely that's what I want to see in the future.
You know what? Now that you said that, now that I had a chance to think for a moment, I definitely, if I had to see into the future, I would definitely want to see our children and ourselves in a place where our relationship with God is just growing even more.
Yeah.
And spending time together, even though I know at some point our children are going to separate from us. And which is, I'm already having a hard time thinking about that. But just knowing that we done what we needed to do to prepare our children for God, and to prepare them for what they may see in the world. And I'm sure we're still going to have to guide them as they get older, and to help them as much as we can. And just basically making sure we setting the seeds, we planting the seeds in our children to keep them closer to Him. That's my main thing I want to see.
So for me in that aspect, I know we already do that because we do it each day by just being parents to them.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just telling my point of view.
Right.
And that's why, I know that we're just doing it right.
Mm-hmm. And
I just feel like we're doing it right. I know we're doing it right, and I know we have our pitfalls. We have our,
right.
Where we don't always do everything right, or they're not always happy.
Right.
But
and one thing before we end this, I know we can't control everything, and I know sometimes for parents we try to control what may happen in the future with our children, with ourselves, and it's just unrealistic to think like that. And I think,
really? Is it?
yeah, I know.
So
sometimes
can I control? So you got mad. That's what we was arguing about. You got mad at me. See, you said we can't control. I went and talked to our son, and I said, "Look, son, I'll be at one event, but the other event, I'm just not gonna be able to be there."
Yeah.
He said, "Well, if you could be at one, I'm happy with that."
Yeah, I know. So, we have to sometimes, and it ain't always easy. But when you're thinking about the future, it's just like it puts you in a headspace of being, what you call it, anxious, have anxiety, because you're just like, oh, I don't know how things going to turn out. I don't know what the end's going to be, and that's not for us. You know what I'm saying? We need to give it all to God and say, you know what, God, I'm gonna just give it to you. Whatever it is going to be, it's going to be, because it's already set in stone. To be honest.
One last thought. You know why he was upset?
Why?
He wasn't upset that I couldn't make it. He was upset because he said if I was taking him, he'll know I'd get him there on time.
Oh.
That's what he was upset, because he just want to make he didn't want to rely on taking a cab and then getting there late.
Yeah.
He knew that if he knew that I would do it, I would drive through hell and water and fire
to get him
where he had to be on time.
Yeah.
He was not upset that I couldn't make it. He was upset that I could not take him. That's what he was upset about. Right. And you didn't ask him that. And we
talking about my son college interviews is coming up. So you guys please pray for him as he's getting ready to leave secondary school and go into his second phase of life.
Yeah, third phase actually, because he went through primary, secondary, now he's into college.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for him, but a little nervous.
But that's why he was upset.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, I said, well, make sure you leave early. Leave an hour early, and you'll get there.
We are gonna leave early though. But you know what? I'm just. Aren't you glad we had this discussion today?
I'm glad that we got back and doing this, and we really have missed you guys, and we want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
And we're sorry about the time in between. But we really were under the weather and was just like
just unwell.
The weather's been crazy up here. We had snow, rain, sleet. We've just been absolutely
bonkers.
Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah. So we're back on top, and we're back to our health.
We are back.
We definitely will be. We'll be back next week. So join us next week.
God willing. Join us next week.
Season 4, episode 13 next week.
That's right. And don't forget to listen to us on Adventist Radio London every Sunday at 4:00.
Yes.
And you can also listen to us on our other platforms, as I mentioned earlier, on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so many other platforms that we
Spreaker.
on Spreaker. You can look us up on there. So guys, so you won't miss anything, okay? So we just so happy to be back with you guys. Y'all have an awesome and wonderful week.
Yes. Peace.
Blessings. My name is Tara.
My name is Pedro.
And this is Heal My Marriage Podcast.
Peace.